Hey, what's up, amigos? And welcome back to the Sancha and Sancho podcast.
If you are new to the show, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the show, Amigos. Before we do anything, I hope you guys are already hitting that like button and that subscribe button and hit that little bell over there to get notifications every time that we drop a new podcast like this one. One of the best ways that you guys can support this podcast is head on down to our website. Go buy yourself some merch. We're actually running pretty low on the t-shirts there, so it would be amazing if we sold out on those so we can get some new merch for you guys. Another good way to support us is check out our sponsors. This episode is brought to you by Submission Nutrition. We're also brought to you by the Farm BJJ, and we are also proudly brought to you by Legendary Car Care. So let's jump right into this. We had the opportunity to sit down with another entrepreneur. He is the founder
and CEO of Legendary Car Care.
So we were pretty excited about this one. I've had the product for my truck that I got recently and been using the hell out of it to detail my car, and this stuff's amazing. So it was pretty cool to have him on here. He's a local, and he's actually really young. He's only 24 years old, and he's got a successful business. So this was really great. We were able to...
we were able to kind of pick his brain in his entrepreneurship journey.
Yeah, it was great. So I hope you guys give this one a listen and find some value in it. I enjoyed this conversation. So let's just get right into it.
All right.
This is our conversation with Erik Garcia. Yeah, man. Thanks for coming on. Thanks for giving us the time, like always. This is a late one, so thank you.
I know. Yeah, thank you for coming out, hanging out with us, sharing what you're going to share about your business. I'm excited to get to know more about it and how you got started with it.
Yeah, and to be fair, honestly, we don't really know anything about you. So this is going to be great. And this is the first time I've ever met you. So I really don't know you. I mean, I met you 5 minutes ago. So This will be great. I guess let's just get right into this. I already asked you before, but are you from around here?
Yeah, I was born here. Been here all my life.
Okay, so pretty native to northern Colorado. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I mean, we try to travel as much as we can. And I feel like every time we get out of this town, it feels like this town really isn't that bad.
Yeah, no, that's how I feel too.
Yeah.
So I went to California last month and couldn't wait to come back.
Yeah, I have just like these weird like mixed emotions. California has this weird soft spot in my heart. I don't know what it is. I've been there a handful of times. They have the best food I've ever had in my life. I don't know if that's what it is or if I keep having crazy experiences there. It just makes me love California. But there's something about Colorado that I just want to leave. I don't know why. I think it's because I grew up here. But I think I'm looking for something different, and I don't know what it is. But yeah, I mean, we talked a little bit before this and literally right before this that you are from here. You're a native from northern Colorado. I admire that. Like I was talking about before, this is definitely something that I feel like I don't always have because I kind of want to leave. But there's definitely underlying reasons there. I kind of don't like the cold. You were saying you don't like the cold. I'm kind of over it. We'll see what happens. But regardless, do you plan on growing your business here in northern Colorado?
For now, yeah. But if I can move somewhere else, probably
Okay.
in the future, yeah.
Before we get too far into this, actually, we should probably explain what your business is. So I actually have some of your products. So I've used them before. And before we say anything, can you explain what your business is?
Basically, detailing products. So detailing chemicals like spray waxes, wool cleaners. We're getting into like ceramics and graphene, like advanced formulas. And we mostly sell online, but we sell to like detail shops as well. Mostly to the end consumer, but we sell to detail shops as well.
That's pretty slick, man. And there's something about like picking like that niche product that's like repeatable, like a repeatable buy. And I feel like that's probably one of the hardest parts or one of the hardest things about finding a product that you want to sell or like, give out into the public. And I feel like that's genius, dude. I mean, there's not a lot of products that are out there like that. I feel like it's still kind of like a smaller market. I mean, obviously you can kind of go to like a lot of stores and there's stuff that's out there. But I mean, in today's day and age, dude, everything's online.
Yeah.
And it just makes everything easier. So
yeah. And That's kind of why I like online businesses compared to service businesses.
Yeah.
'Cause, like with the online business, it's gonna be running 24/7 basically.
Yeah.
So you could be sleeping and you can make some sales. You could go on vacation, make some sales.
Yeah,
So-
absolutely. Versus like a brick and mortar business.
Yeah.
'Cause I feel like there's so many more like complications that comes with actually having like a physical place of business. So that's slick. That's definitely where it's at. How did you get into this?
I used to actually detail the cars,
Okay.
and
okay.
I always liked like online aspect of business, like I was mentioning right now.
Yeah.
And so if you kind of like combine those two, it'd be like the detailing products. 'Cause I mean,
Nice.
I don't like detailing cars, but I like
Right.
I like selling it, and then I like the detail product aspect of it.
All right, nice.
That's
now,
perfect.
were you like going to like high school and then like that's when you started like working and then you're like, oh my gosh, boom, I can make this happen? Or when did that kind of click for you?
No, I used to sell online back in high school.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Dang, straight hustler
dude,
over
that's
here.
crazy.
Nothing
All right.
crazy, but like I'd go to like the thrift shops and like buy shirts and then sell them on eBay.
Okay.
Oh, what? Okay.
Nice.
But I kind of stopped after a while because my friends were giving me shit about that. They'd be like, "Bro, that's dumb."
Oh, what?
So that's kind of what I want to talk about.
That's like
Okay.
sales hacking.
What do you mean?
You're just like sales hacking.
Okay.
Basically, there's like a weird trend going on. Like people are still doing that, obviously, but that's crazy that you were doing that in high school. But people are taking, there's like calculators you can get on your phone. You go to like Walmart.
Oh, okay, I've seen
And you
that.
go like down the discount aisle
Oh,
and you
right,
find
right.
things that are for sale. And then sometimes you can find it cheaper at Walmart, for example, like $1 at Walmart, but on Amazon it's $6. So you take it and you just do Amazon FBA and you put it up there for $6 and
Yeah.
boom, like technically there's your profit. That's slick, dude. That's badass. In high school, you were doing that?
Yeah, back in
Okay.
high school. I mean, it wasn't too crazy, but
yeah.
it got me into the entrepreneur journey.
Okay. Hell yeah.
Dang, okay. And so then that kind of just like pushed you. I mean, how was like that influence, I guess, like with like your friends, like kind of.
So I mean, they were talking shit, so I kind of started believing them, so I kind of stopped. So I mean, let's talk about that. So
Yeah.
your circle of influence is super important. Because like let's say you're hanging out with 5 people that they have no goals, no drive in life. What's gonna happen? That's gonna be you.
Yeah.
You're gonna be
yeah.
the 6th person. So let's say you hang out with 5 successful people. What's gonna happen?
I love that.
Yeah. So let's say you tell your friends like, I want to make $1 million business. To the friends that have no goals, what are they gonna say?
Oof, good luck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
How?
They're gonna be like, you're crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're gonna give you all these excuses when it's not even their goal. But tell that goal to the successful people. What are they gonna say?
Like you can make it happen.
They're gonna be like,
when's your launch date?
yeah. They're gonna be like, why isn't your goal $5 million? Why isn't your goal $10 million? And then one guy's gonna be like, hey, I'm good at building websites. Let me help you build a website. Second guy's gonna be like, I'm good at advertising. Let me help you advertise. And the dice is gonna keep on rolling.
Dang. And see, I would definitely agree with you because I think we all could kind of like agree that we all have just those group of people that sometimes they're not well for us for business side of things or just like goal driven type of things, but then they might be good for, just something else. But I guess like I just kind of want to know realizing that, and then when did that kind of like happen for you? For an example, finding that new group of people to kind of motivate you and get you to the right track that you're on now.
Yeah. So like in high school, like I said, I kind of like got pushed away from the entrepreneur journey because I was hanging out with people that didn't like entrepreneurship. So like I tell them my goals and I'd be like, hey, I want to do this. And they just kind of like blow me off. So it would lower my confidence because I'm like, maybe I'm crazy, maybe my goals are unrealistic. But when I started hanging out with more successful people, the limitations go away because like when you change your circle, one guy might be doing like $1 million a month. Another guy might be doing like 50 mil a year. So the limitations start to go away because you're like, if he did that, I could do it as well.
Okay.
So I think that's what changed for me because, like I said, I was seeing that they were doing it. So I'm like, why can't that'd be me.
Yeah. And how did you even like get to know those people? Like how?
Just being out there.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
To hang out with like the beast, you got to be a beast as well.
All right.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Okay. So then, okay. So you started kind of just like doing that for a little bit, and then realized that okay, maybe I have to kind of change lanes here and create something new.
So you literally went from, you were detailing cars at the time, right? So you're like, you know what? I need to find something that I can sell online.
Yeah.
So like, man, what about these products that I'm using already?
Yeah. So I felt like I could make a better product.
Oh, okay.
So like before, like fragrances was really not a thing. So I like to focus on fragrances. So like we have like pina colada fragrance, lime fragrance, all kinds of like nice fragrances. Because if you have a good product like that performs well, why not have a really good fragrance to go along with it? Yeah.
It just makes it more likable.
Yeah.
And it's great. Honestly, in everything that we have, it smells amazing.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
and I think like it's just so many things with it too. It's just like the colors itself. It's pleasing to the eye. It's like you almost want to drink it.
Yeah.
But don't do that, okay?
please, yeah.
But yes, and then I think the smell for sure is like an added bonus.
So when I used to sell at car shows, like in person, that's how I would sell. I'd open up the bottle, be like, "Hey, smell this," and
Dang,
like
okay.
they didn't even know what it was, but they wanted to buy the product because of the fragrance.
Dang.
Especially when you're doing stuff for like the interior, right? Like that stuff's amazing.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's slick, dude. The whole thing. So I mean, so how did you? Starting a business is fucking crazy. There's so many different things that you have to jump through, let alone just like the announcing it to your friends and being like, "Hey, I got this idea." That's definitely a hard part. There's so many more things after that, right?
Yeah,
like, because you said you started this in high school. So how long have you been doing this?
So like the actual detailing products since 2017.
2017.
Wow.
Damn, dude, that's actually a good amount of time.
Yeah.
A lot has changed in that time, right?
A lot, yeah.
So what did your first kind of set of packaging look like?
Horrible. There was like bubbles in the labels.
Oh, dang, okay.
It was just super low quality, but I think that's where you have to start.
Where were you getting all your stuff from?
Back then it was I teamed up with a chemist in England.
Oh, okay. So you're getting stuff from overseas.
Yeah.
That's pretty
England,
crazy.
Yeah.
The shipping gets pretty wild, right?
Shipping was super expensive, so lowered the profit margin by a lot.
Yeah, for sure. Even like all your stuff, like your bottles and all that stuff, are you getting all that stuff from overseas too?
No. At the moment, everything's United States.
Okay.
And that I feel like that's pretty amazing too, because I feel like there's a lot of companies out there that label like made in the USA, and you just automatically kind of want to buy that because it's like, oh, it's made here, and you know, why not?
But realistically, it can be like incredibly cheaper just because of the shipping thing, right?
Exactly, yeah.
So how old are you at the time when you started this?
17. Like 17, 18, 19, 18, 19, yeah.
Okay.
That's pretty that's pretty fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So your friends are thinking you're crazy. Are they going to college?
Some of them, yeah.
Some of them were, some of them weren't. Some of them were just kind of going to the workforce kind of deal. And they thought that you were crazy.
Yeah, they used to make fun of me saying I was unemployed when I was self-employed. I had my business.
Yeah.
But to them, it was unemployed.
Were you making a lot of money at first?
Hell no. First year we did $4,000. Second year $20,000. Third year $110,000.
Dang, that's a big.
Last year $1 million. And
Holy
then
shit.
This year, hopefully like 1.5.
That's
pretty crazy,
amazing.
dude.
Congrats on that.
Yeah, thank you.
That's amazing.
How much money do you invest or did you invest to start this?
Like the very beginning,
Yeah.
maybe a couple $100, but that was just like a couple bottles, right? But now we're doing like barrels. So
Oh, wow.
like 55-gallon barrels, 275-gallon barrels, and we have like a good like 100 barrels in stock at any moment.
That's pretty crazy. And you
Nice.
stocking all that here in northern
Yeah.
Colorado?
In my shop, like a couple of streets down.
Oh,
Okay.
really?
Yeah.
You have like a shop?
Yeah.
Like a little warehouse that you got?
Yeah. 4,500 square feet.
Oh, wow. That's
Yeah.
giant, dude.
Nice.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So
That's
Wow.
pretty crazy.
And I just kind of want to take a moment there, though, because I feel like that's almost like a good opportunity to ask, like, for anybody that's just, you know, starting a business, but they haven't started yet, they haven't launched yet. I mean, what's a piece of advice that you can give to somebody that's just right there but hasn't launched yet?
Sorry, can you repeat that?
Yeah, so I mean, pretty much like what advice would you give to anybody that is like starting a business? Like, yeah, what type of advice would you give them?
For sure, I like the circle of influence, because like if you're hanging out with people that think the same, maybe they could help you in some way.
Okay.
Like I was saying, like maybe if a person you know builds websites, maybe they could help you build your website. So I try to connect with more business-minded people.
Okay.
That's beautiful. When we started this podcast, kind of at the same time, one of my buddies was starting Submission Nutrition. There's actually one of our sponsors. And it's kind of like this weird, it's almost like he was like an accountability buddy, sort of, right? This was something that he's been working on for years, right? And we had been working on this podcast for probably about a year before we like initially made it happen. So that's true, man. Like it really is crazy. Like just surrounding yourself, even if it's just one person, like that can just open up so many more opportunities or so many just different ideas, or even if it gives you like that little bit more of like an edge or like that push or like that drive to just want to be like, you know what the fuck am I doing? Like I need to kind of step it up. Like maybe I shouldn't be so lazy about this. Like, we're young. I know I want to like kind of hang out and do fun shit, but like maybe I should be working right now. I definitely, in the back of my mind, I've always kind of had like this weird thing of like, I want to work my ass off now so that I don't really have to do it as much when I'm older. Goals is definitely for me to be there as much as possible. Like when I have kids and stuff like that, that's definitely like a goal. And you don't see that a lot. Like I feel like everybody kind of gets stuck in like the whole 9-to-5 thing, or not really having a plan, or going to college and finding this career that takes up so much of your life, that worries me, because I feel like life really is short. And that's kind of why we started this, because we're trying to figure it out. But the thing that you have is such like a great idea. Like it's so passive. And like you said, when we started this, like there's so many, you can do this while you're sleeping. Like it's an online business. So somebody can literally be shopping for your product right now, literally, right?
Yeah.
There could be hundreds of people literally on your website right now. Like who knows? And you're not literally manning a desk. So how much of this is hands-on and how much of this is like processes?
Yeah. I mean, right now we have a team of 4, including me.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, we work 8 to 5, and then I usually just stay as much as possible as I can just to get stuff done.
4 people are doing everything?
Yeah.
Wow.
And I think we do need more people. And I have like photographers and marketing guys, but you're not really
counting them. That makes sense. So you're hiring out to do all your, so who's managing like your social media?
Me right now.
Okay.
Yeah. But
that's pretty sick.
We have a photographer that makes all the content.
So manages our social media, and it takes an incredible amount of time just to do some of the content.
It almost feels like it's another like full-time job.
Like it's pretty wild. And you see some of these content creators that are literally doing it like all day, or some people like the Ace family, right? Like supposedly they record all day and upload that same day. And you're like, how the fuck? Like that doesn't make any sense. Like when we edit this podcast, like say this conversation takes an hour, right? Dude, it takes like 5-6 fucking hours to like edit this thing, but it doesn't make any sense. You're like, what do you mean it takes 5? It's like, we don't really do anything. We really don't. Like there's not really a lot of things, but you have to listen to this freaking podcast like 1,000,000 times. And it doesn't really make sense. Like by the 1,000,000th time, you're like, okay, I'm done. I'm like saving it, I'm editing it, let's upload it. And then you're like, I didn't even listen to the whole thing through before I like uploaded it. So you're kind of freaking out, but you're like, no, I listened to the whole thing 1,000,000 times. So it's crazy to have a process. So I mean, you've been doing this since 2017, you said, so that's 3, 4, that's 5 years. So I can imagine you've created some crazy processes that have made this a lot easier for you. And with anything else, I think creating a good process can help you find a lot of success, or it can be literally the downfall of whatever it is that you're doing. So
yeah, exactly. Like for us, I feel like the business talks to you. So like if the business needs something, it's going to let you know. So for us, like at first we used to label the products by hand, basically.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, which was horrible. And then that would take forever too. And then we got like a machine that you'd like turn, and then that would take a lot of time too. So
like manually?
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
Okay.
And then, I mean, we were selling a lot, so we couldn't keep up with demand. So then the business was telling us to upgrade the label machine. So we upgraded to a fully automatic label machine.
Okay.
So I think that's super important. Like, listen to what the business needs.
And make the right investments, right? But follow the investments that your business needs.
Mm-hmm.
That's great. So as your business is growing, was it growing pretty fast?
The first 3 years, it was kind of like slow. Like I said, like the first year I did $4,000, second year, 20,000.
And what were you doing? Were you just marketing the fuck out of it?
Yeah. I'd go to like car shows too. Just whatever I could do at the time.
If you could go back and try to do something different to try to better your business or try to get to where you are now, what would you do different?
Not be scared.
Okay.
Because like I feel like a lot of us are scared to send like a message to like a potential client,
Yes.
an email to a client,
Yes.
and you never know like what could come from that. Yeah, well,
Not weird,
you shouldn't
but
be
it's
scared
kinda
because like one decision could like catapult you like
Exactly.
100 steps ahead.
And it's crazy, like with this podcast, like we've been able to have conversations with people that like I never really would have sat down with. Like for example, like you being here. I don't know if we ever would have had this conversation, you know? And it's not like I would have been too shy to talk to you in person, like in public. But if I saw you at the grocery store, I'd be like, dude, that's like just some random guy here in Greeley.
Yeah.
Like whatever, no big deal. I see people like that all the time, you know? But it's kind of cool to sit down. Like I never would have known. Like you're young, dude. How old are you?
24.
You're 24 years old
Yeah.
and you have a sustainable business that's running passively 24/7.
Yeah. I wouldn't say passively, but yeah.
Well, okay.
I get what you mean there.
Fair enough. Right. It's definitely not passive because you're putting in the time and the effort into it. But it's working while you're sleeping.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So where do you go from here?
Oh yeah.
Keep building it because like where I'm at right now, it's like 1% where I want to be in the future. So, I want to make fucking 100 mil a year plus.
Do you want to branch out in like different kinds of products or like similar products and just kind of grow within that kind of market? Or
Yeah, for right now, just grow.
Stay
like
very
detailing
niche.
products.
Okay.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. I admire that you said that you really don't like to detail, but you got really driven into the detailing aspect of it. That's pretty cool.
Right.
What were you going to say? I cut you off.
No, it's all good.
Because we've looked into stuff like selling things, like getting stuff from overseas. You can get stuff really cheap, but that's why I keep asking you this. But the shipping literally like quadruples the cost like that. And it doesn't really, you're like, oh, I thought I was getting a good deal, but it's like you're really not. Like it's almost way more cost effective just to get stuff from the United States. I mean, obviously it's like, yeah, I'm like born in here and I'm like proud to be an American. It's like always represent and like buy stuff from America. Like I get that. But it's also like, I mean, if you're trying to start a business, you're trying to find something with the lowest cost. But I mean, I feel like we've kind of found out so far with the research that we've done is it's almost always cheaper to just to stay with the U.S. stuff. So that's pretty cool. And it seems kind of cliche, but I hated reading in school. But like definitely jumping into it outside of high school and like into definitely more of like I'm deciding to read this book has actually made like a really big difference. Think and Grow Rich, now that I'm thinking about it, that's the one where one of the stories that it talks about it is where the boys, they go around and they're melting down old toothpaste, right?
Yes, I think it's
To
this
make
book.
nickels. And the dad was like, no, you guys can't do that. That's illegal. And the other parent was like, well, I mean, they're kids. Like, let them keep doing it. Like, obviously their minds are working crazy right now because they're little kids and they're literally like, they figured out how to recycle old toothpaste tubes and they melted them down into nickels, right? Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's Think and Grow Rich.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, definitely books is it's a way to kind of get you thinking differently.
What are you reading right now?
7 Habits of Highly Effective People.
Okay.
Alright.
Nice. Okay. So you're totally into like this whole self-help kind of thing.
Yeah.
Is that all you read?
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
I didn't start reading till this year though. Like after high school, I didn't start till this year.
Dang. Okay.
Yeah, so I kind of feel like super dumb because I didn't take advantage of reading back then.
Same. Yeah. I just read through Animal Farm again, and it's like a book that we're supposed to read in high school. I remember reading it. It's definitely not the same. Like or even same thing with Anne Frank. a couple years ago, or maybe like a year ago, I read through Anne Frank again, and it's kind of mind blowing. Like I feel like I read it in high school, but I didn't retain any of it because I feel like now that I'm reading it, I'm like, holy shit! Like some of this stuff is pretty crazy. Like, and I wish I would have paid attention to it a little bit more in high school. So I get that, man. But it's pretty crazy how much you can learn. So, do you read books on Audible, or are you like a in-person like paper book kind of guy?
Yeah, paper book.
Okay. And are you a morning reader?
Usually at night, but I'm trying to change that to the day.
Okay. Why?
Okay.
Because when I read at night, I'm like super tired.
Okay.
I don't remember anything. So I'm trying to like take notes now and read during the day.
Okay.
Nice.
I love that. Do you
And then
sorry.
I'm like, is there anybody like in person that you kind of look up to now?
Yeah, Andy Frisella.
All right.
Andy
Yeah.
Frisella. Who's this?
Owns First Form, like
First
the
Form?
supplements for
Okay.
working out.
Nice, nice. I know we would have to probably look into it. But.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know who this is.
He's a beast.
That's pretty sick. Is he local too?
No, St. Louis.
Oh, okay.
So.
Nice. Okay. I've been through St. Louis once. I went through there. I picked up my truck and we drove back from Georgia all the way back to Colorado, and we went through St. Louis. And Illinois is actually really nice. I really liked Illinois and Nashville. Those two towns were freaking beautiful. And I don't know if I can convince these guys to go down there. But I've been trying since I came back. See, they're just not really feeling it. I don't know what the hell, man. It's not that bad out there. St. Louis was actually really nice.
No, but
Haters.
whatever. You just want to go to that gym. That's all. That's the only reason why you want to go out there. Let's be real.
Daisy Fresh. It's not about Daisy Fresh.
No, but man, what else? What else you got here?
I think I was trying to pick your brain on everything that I was curious about, really.
Yeah.
I was curious about all like the small things, you know, like running a business is pretty fucking hard, man. I admire processes because I know that processes make everything just way easier. Like with my job that I'm doing, having a good process makes my job easier. With jiu-jitsu, having a process makes your freaking whole game easier. With this, the podcast, having a process has made everything easier. There's still a lot of things that we have to work out. It's a never-ending battle, but having processes, I admire processes. But dude, I can't believe you're running a business with only 4 people. I don't really understand that. That's pretty fucking crazy. But obviously you have a crazy process that's working for you, you know? You found a niche product that's, like I said, it's a repeatable buy. So I don't know, man. I detailed my whole truck with it, and I loved it, man.
Yeah.
And it's all smelled amazing. Like she said, you want to drink the fucking product, which I don't know if that's a bad thing. Definitely don't do
It's
that.
because it just looks really good. I just love the colors. I love everything about it.
Yeah, it's like kind of got like that matte kind of colory thing to it. I don't know, on top of the smell. So, no, that's great, man. Is there any crazy hoops that you had to jump through with this product? Because it's not really like a food product where it's kind of like it's pretty hard to sell food. Were there any hoops that you had to jump through with this?
There's a lot. I'm trying to think right now.
Because I feel like with any chemical, it just makes me think of kids.
Oh, okay.
Like, you know, do not swallow, like harmful if swallowed. Like, do you have to put all that stuff on your stuff? Like,
yeah, so we have like lawyers that like go over like the safety data sheets, and they tell us like exactly what to put on the
just
label.
to cover your ass, basically.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I would even ask too, like just with like the business in general, like what are some like obstacles like you overcame? And maybe this is something that could be really helpful for anybody that's just like running a business now. And they're like, oh my gosh, I have that exact same problem. And now I know like how to kind of go about it. But I don't know, like what are some of those like obstacles that you kind of faced while like just running this business?
So when you're starting off, it's not going to be perfect. So like, well, when I first started, I was selling products out of my house, right? And then we moved to, it was basically a storage unit. So 500 square feet. And we used to work in the winter. So I think it was like 50 degrees at all times.
Dang.
So it was like super cold. I was
Yeah.
cold.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, like my hands were freezing. So like that's just how you're gonna have to start. Like it's not gonna be perfect at first.
So it's
Something I've heard people say is that when you're getting into starting a business, and something that we actually struggled with and still struggle with other things is it's called analysis paralysis. You start to try to break down the things you need to do to start a business, and you kind of get freaked out because you're like, well, I don't know how to do that. I need to learn how to do that before I started. But I feel like you hear it a lot. Well, no, you just need to start your business and you'll learn it as you go. Mm-hmm. And I feel like you keep kind of repeating this without saying it, but you're yeah, you just kind of got to learn your process as it comes up, and you learn how to like manage it, or you learn how to even do it better, or whatever the case is. So I like how you keep repeating that. So I just wanted to highlight that a little bit. So
I think I've built that over time, because now like when something pops up, I write it down and then get it finished as soon as possible.
Yeah, for sure.
I for sure was not like that back then, because a lot of fear would come into place, just overload. Yeah. So I think you build that skill over time.
And what are some ways to kind of like keep yourself organized, just like within the business itself? Mm-hmm. Like how do you keep yourself organized?
I write down 5 things a day, like super important tasks I got to do, and then I'll get them done.
Okay. Yeah.
That's pretty slick.
Yeah.
How do you mitigate like the tasks between your employees and yourself?
So I try to like focus on like business stuff. Okay. So my employees we have 2 guys in the shipping department, so they handle all inventory and shipping out the products. Mm-hmm. And then my dad is on the other side, like actually filling up the bottles.
Okay.
Oh.
So he'll like fill up the bottles and label them. Mm-hmm. So we have our processes like we were talking about. Uh-huh. So my dad's the one that basically fills up the products, labels it, and then we'll take it over to the next side. And that's where we package everything up and ship it.
Nice. Yeah. And first of all, I just want to say like that is like truly amazing to have like your parents' support. Mm-hmm. And like going in there and like helping you out as well too. Like, was it always like that kind of like from the beginning as well?
Yeah. My dad used to always help me. So like he'd work like 6 to 8. And then when I needed help, he'd go like 8 to 10 to help me. Nice. So he was working a lot.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. That's amazing.
I was stalking your Instagram and I found a picture. It wasn't a picture. It was a video of the labeling machine. Mm-hmm. And there's something about that that's like really satisfying to me. It is. It reminds me of we've done like the brewery tours where they have like the bottles going through the back, like all in the row, like all single file, and they're all getting labeled or caps or washed or whatever. Similar thing. Like it was just like a ton of bottles going through and getting the labels put on.
Dang, what?
Yeah. Stuff like that isn't cheap, man. But it's also like, is it hard to make those decisions to like invest into your business like that?
No, like what you got to learn is don't see as an expense, see as an investment.
Okay.
That's super important.
So then how do you know whether it's too early to make that investment in your business or not? Because like technically you could have got that label machine first.
Mm-hmm. It all goes back to the business is going to tell you what it needs.
Okay.
Yeah.
And do you have somebody helping you like with these numbers so that you don't make the wrong decision?
No, just whatever I think is right.
Okay.
And then just kind of learning from trial and error, huh? Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, if I get it wrong, oh well.
You're like, fuck. Okay, well, let's learn from that one.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. That's fair enough. It just makes me curious. I just don't know how some people work those processes, you know?
But like for me, like if I could get something done quicker, I'm going to buy it. Mm-hmm. So like we have like a filling machine that's cuts time in half. I'm gonna buy it for sure.
Yeah.
The label machine, it was gonna cut our time in like half as well, so I bought it. So just anything to improve the business.
Mm-hmm.
Would you buy a detail shop?
Maybe in the future, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't detail.
Right.
Yeah, but I think it'd be cool.
Okay. Yeah. I was just curious. I feel like that'd be kind of cool to have like a really. I mean, I guess there's one like kind of pretty big one here already in northern Colorado.
Where do you see like yourself in 5 to 10 years from now?
Still in like doing the detailing products, of course, but a lot bigger.
Yes.
A lot bigger scale.
Do you ever plan on getting to any other businesses?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Always open to it.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Well, I mean, you're very young, man. There's options. The options are endless. There's so many different things out there. Do you have any hobbies? Like, what's one of your best hobbies? Do you like do anything other than work? Do you have time for anything
No,
else?
I mean, I have time, but like, I honestly like to work.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, other than that, I like cars a lot.
Okay.
Nice.
Hell yeah. I saw that you went.
No, really quick though. I was just gonna say like, and see like that right there is like true definition of passion, because of like the
Yeah.
moment that you're like, I prefer to work. That just like shows like how much passion goes into that, and
like,
I admire that.
I don't see it as work because like I'd rather do that than like watch TV or something. I don't see it as work, but it is work.
Yeah, I like that. I love that.
Well, it's creating value for yourself, so it's not really like a drawback. It's not like, well, I'm putting all this time in for somebody else or somebody else's business, or I'm making somebody else a lot of money, really. And even if it's not really about the money part, it's just devoting your time. If you're devoting your time for your business or yourself, it's a lot easier. So that's great, man. That's everything that we're looking for. And the product that you found or the niche that you found, I mean, it's fucking perfect. So I love that, man. It's great. So I saw that you went skydiving recently, man. How was that?
Yeah, it was pretty fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you recommend it?
Yeah. I mean, for me, it wasn't scary at all.
Okay.
Yeah, it was pretty fun.
Was that your first time?
Yeah.
Okay. I've done it once. I tried to get her to do it with me, and she was kind of on the fence about it.
I mean, I would do it, but
She like didn't want to do it until I was getting ready to go get dressed to like get on the plane. She's like, maybe I should do it. No, I thought it was great. Skydiving, and I think everybody should try it. For me, the first like 10 seconds were horrible. It's like the craziest butterflies ever, but then it all goes away. And then the rest of it is like just really loud, basically, until they pull that chute. And that chute comes and it jacks you. Basically, when I hit it, my legs went like above my head, and it was pretty bad. And then you're floating for a while, and I think that part's like just bliss, you know, and you're kind of like gliding through everything. Then for me, the guy did like a freaking little corkscrew kind of thing, just like pulled the string. So we basically ended up like sideways and we're just hauling ass in a circle. For me, that was scarier than the whole skydiving part. I didn't like that part.
damn.
It felt like, makes you feel like your head's like going into your shoulder. I don't know. Like, I didn't like it. That scared the fuck out of me.
Was there any moment like you, within just like you running this like business, where where it almost like made you feel like that excitement, that like bliss feeling, like how it was kind of, I guess, like jumping off of a plane?
Yeah. So when I used to sell at car shows, like I was not confident as well. So I was like kind of like shaking at my first car show.
Yeah.
And I'm like super introverted, so like I hate like lots of people. So but I knew I had to fight that fear, because like my friends, they're like, let me go with you, like they just wanted to go, but I'm like, no, I got to do this by myself. So I got to fight that fear by myself. So
yeah. Okay. And I know, honestly, it's crazy to think, but honestly, that's something that I am doing now. I've always avoided doing like public speaking, being in front of the classroom, like, you know, sharing whatever you had to like share because the teacher made you do or whatever. And it's just sometimes like really crazy to me to think that we're here doing a podcast where you have to conversate, have to talk, and, you know, keep a conversation going. And sometimes like I can relate to that because you're almost like battling this fear, but then if you don't ever do it, how would you know you're going to overcome it, right? So
yeah, I like that.
yeah, I love that too, that you shared with us with that.
Did you end up finishing school?
College?
Yeah.
No.
No?
Dropped off like the first semester.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Do you plan on going back at all?
Hell no.
Okay. I don't plan on going back to school either.
I don't know, but a hell no.
Yeah, hell no, he says. And obviously you don't really need it. Like, you already have like a pretty successful business. So it's like, would you recommend, if you have kids one day, would you recommend to your kids to go to college?
If they want to go. If not, I don't care.
That's a good answer. I definitely feel I feel like it's very specific for college. I feel like if you're going into something that's very career based and you need the degree, absolutely, that's what you need. How else do you learn? Obviously, if you can't be a doctor, you can't just like train on the job. You know, I mean, that's kind of how you learn. you know, in some aspects of it, but it makes sense for you to go to school forever to learn how to do that if you're going to be operating on me, you know?
I would hope so, right?
Yeah. So, but I feel like for other things, for example, like if you're jumping into entrepreneurship, you don't necessarily have to go into school for business, right?
Yeah.
I think it'll help 100%. But with what you're saying, I feel like surrounding yourself with the right kind of people,
They turn into your teachers.
they can literally be it for you, you know? They can be your resources. They can be your mentors. They can be your guides. They can answer your questions or point you in the right direction, or maybe they know somebody, or, you know, it's just crazy. And anybody that already has a business, every business is like so similar, you know, like just having a business just in general, there's so many similarities in regards to whatever it is that you're selling or whatever your service is. Just having a business, there's so many things in common there. So everybody really can contribute to like helping you out in some way, you know? So I admire that, dude. That's probably going to be the best part, and I'm definitely going to take that part for sure. Surrounding yourself with the best people for who you're trying to be or what you're looking for. So do you have anything else that you want to hit on this?
I don't think so. I think unless if there's anything that we kind of missed, like you just want to share with us or with our viewers, anybody?
Back to the school part.
Yeah.
So like I mean my GPA was like 2.3, 2.2 back in high school. And that used to make me feel like super dumb. But like, I mean, you're not dumb. Like, how do I explain this?
It's just like it's not a good way to gauge somebody and how they're going to perform in today's world. Your GPA? Are you fucking kidding me, dude?
Right.
That's how you're going to grade me?
Yeah.
Life has so many different like avenues, ups and downs, different circumstances and scenarios. Everybody's so different. Everybody's mind is so different, but we're all so similar. We're all looking for very similar things. We all want very similar goals, but we all have completely different work ethics. So schooling can be really important, but the GPA thing is kind of weird. So I love that. I love that you're touching on that. Yeah. So, I mean, other than that, like as far as your business, where can people find you?
Instagram, my personal legendary Erik, ERIK.
Okay.
My business is Legendary Car Care.
Okay. Heck yeah. So go down there, buy some products. We have a lot of your stuff. I love the interior spray. That works great. Your ceramic spray, I love that. Your detailing spray is pretty great too. All that stuff, man. I've been using the hell out of it. I got it all in a big ass bucket, and we've been using the fuck out of it. So,
and what I love about that too is actually when he went to go get a truck, I got that for him like as a gift. And I thought it was like a perfect gift, especially like being a girl or just like a spouse. Like sometimes you don't really know what to get your man. I was like, just like a gift. And I feel like that's like a perfect way to kind of just like, hey, here you go, surprise.
Yeah, it was perfect. It was the perfect little car gift for me. So, hell yeah, dude. I wish you the most success. I mean, I'm definitely going to be following you for a while just to kind of watch you and see how you grow. I think it's great, man. That product's and the idea, genius, dude. So I admire the hell out of it. You're so young. So I'm going to be able to watch you for a long time because we're very close in age. So this is going to be kind of cool following you along. Thank you for giving us the time and for coming on the podcast, letting us pick your brain a little bit. Yeah. It just makes me very curious how people get to where they are, you know? Because everybody has different circumstances, man. So and for you finding it so young, like it's amazing. So I admire that.
Yes, 100%. Well, thank you again so much for giving us your time, even though it's a little bit late.
I know.
But no, thank you so much. And I guess that would be it, right?
I guess that's it.
Well,
Let's get out of here. Yep. So thanks for the time, Erik. And for everybody that's out there, make sure you hit that like button or the subscribe button or that little bell over there to get notifications every time we drop a new podcast like this one. So that's it, everybody.
All right. Bye, amigos.
Thanks, amigos.